Before getting into today's episode, we'd like to thank Mac Performance PT for sponsoring the Walk On Pod. For more on their services and contact information, click the link in our Instagram bio where you will be led to their website. Mac Performance PT, helping Sacramento athletes live life without limits. Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. And to say our guest today is long overdue, I think would be an understatement. This is someone who's been name dropped plenty of times. He's been waiting his turn very patiently. He's a very close friend of the pod, one of my former teammates. Our man David Cummard is here with us today. Davey, it is a pleasure to have you on with us, man.
And to say it's an honor to be on here tonight is an absolute understatement. I feel like more like a lucky fan that got chosen to be on rather than a guest. So.
I'm fired up for this episode, man. I am freaking juiced.
It's funny
Let's
because
go.
as much as like the amount of stories that have been told that you're involved in is it's a very high number. And like you say, like I think you are the biggest fan of the podcast. Like every week, right when it drops, good analysis coming through, good banter in the group chat. So yeah, it's definitely warranted that you were a guest.
There's Davey, and I gotta shout out my guy Chris Rywald right now. He texts me every Sunday evening. Every Sunday evening he texts me his thoughts on the pod. So I can't wait for your text when you hear that.
Yeah, man. It should be a special one. I'm excited. Jared, my bad, I kind of cut you off there. You got anything, man?
Nope, just excited to be here, to be in the presence of greatness and a new NAU legend.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, Davey, you know the drill. You've listened to this plenty of times. The floor is yours, and then we'll go from there.
Man, let me just start out with a little research I did. Obviously, episode 54 here. And, we talk about, you guys talk about the significance and the correlation with the number. 54. Who are some famous people who wore 54? Brian Urlacher, Zach Thomas, who just got inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame, Horace Grant, and then my favorite, Teddy Bruschi. Now, those guys are all just, overachievers, not the most talented, not the fastest, not the strongest, but just winners, do whatever it takes to win, get it done. And, I feel like I tried to do that as an athlete. And so I felt like 54 was the perfect episode for me to be on, represent that number, man.
Davey, you want me? Oh, go ahead.
Honestly, he came prepared, man. He said he was a little nervous, but
Dave, you want me to blow your mind right now?
Yes.
Teddy Bruschi's from Sacramento. He went to Roseville High School. His name is still up in the gym. He has track and field records. And when I used to train at Roseville High School, I would see T. Bruschi up there.
That's big time.
Big time.
It's reasons like that. Why Davey is on here right now.
Yeah.
Rumor has it he was doing lane slides for 2 hours pre-pod. I don't know. That's what I heard.
It's a rumor. It's a rumor floating around. That's the type of guy he is.
I got the text from LA a couple nights ago. Felt like I was getting called up to the big leagues, man. I haven't been able to sleep to get myself mentally prepared. I was doing lane slides today just to get in the right mindset, man, just so we could have a great podcast here tonight.
No, that's the kind of dedication we're looking for. All you future guests that are listening, you better just step your game up, man.
Mental reps. Get your mental reps in.
Yeah. Didn't touch a basketball, no skill work, just flat out just toughness, man. Let's just see how tough I am. Let's see.
This guy's a winner, man. This guy's a winner.
You need that in your organization.
So a little bit about me. I'll kind of give a brief story about myself. Grew up in Mesa, Arizona. In fourth grade, and this is kind of my introduction to somebody that how me and LA got connected. But when I was in fourth grade, I didn't dream about necessarily playing for the Phoenix Suns or playing for the Arizona State Sun Devils. I wanted to be a Mesa High Jackrabbit, and because I had an uncle who played there, won a state championship. When I watched that, it was the greatest thing ever. So I always wanted to be a Mesa Jackrabbit. In fourth grade, a coach by the name of Shane Burkhart got the job at Mesa High, and he brought me on as the water boy. And so from 4th to 8th grade, I was the Mesa High varsity water boy, and I loved every second of it. But so I did that and just was, working my tail off, working summer camps, doing whatever I could to get better. So one day I could play at Mesa. And then obviously I did go play at Mesa, had a good career there. In 2016, we were unofficially the best team in the nation, in my opinion. Cam Shelton always brings up his Chino Hills team with him and a couple other guys who you might have heard of, but I think toe-to-toe, I think we're better than those guys. We
Winner.
I guess we'll never know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one of the biggest what ifs. After my high school career, had a chance to go play at a small JUCO. wasn't really heavily recruited at all. It was kind of my summer, the year after I graduated, and I got a text from a coach named Kevin O'Connor, who was at Arizona Western, and he just got a head coaching job at a school called Murray State College in Tishomingo, Oklahoma. And he was really the only guy who was texting me during my high school days and wanted me to come out to Oklahoma and play with him. So I didn't take a visit or anything, and I was just thankful to be able to play again, and went out and spent a year in Tishomingo, Oklahoma. Loved it there, met, some great friends, had some good experiences. And so when Jared talked about his JUCO days, like, I relate to it. I was in Tishomingo, Oklahoma, and we did the dorm life and the cafeteria life. So have some stories there. We might have to talk about that off camera. But and then while I was there, the coach who I played for at Mesa, Coach Burkhardt, got the assistant job at NAU and wanted me to come there. I went for a summer, and some things were going on, and ended up not continuing my career. I thought it was over, and got married shortly after that, and we're just working and kind of just finishing up school a little bit. And as I was working one day, I got a call from Coach Burkhardt, who had just become the interim coach at NAU after that year, and he asked me to come play for him and just come work my tail off and make guys better, and wanted me to walk on. And I thankfully said yes, and was excited to be able to play again. And spent 2 years in Flagstaff, finished up my career there, got my degree, met LA. And I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about those NAU days a little bit more, but that's kind of a brief overview of my story.
Yeah, man. It's real storybook story. Now,
I do have. Wait, I have a quick interjection.
No, you're good. You're good.
Davey, in this battle of the eons between Chino Hills and Mesa, is it shot clock valid or no shot clock?
That's question. A good call. So Tommy Kuzi was a guest of yours.
He was.
Grew up playing together, and he talked a little bit about it. LA knows about spread offense. It's four corners,
right?
And that was something that we ran often in Arizona basketball, where it didn't have a shot clock at my time. It does now, but if we were up, so 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter was winning time. 4 minutes to 2 minutes, it was spread to score. And 2 minutes and under, it was spread to get fouled, and no one could keep us in front. We were just too crafty, if you will, and could get to the hole, make the right play. High IQ team, and won us a lot of games.
Davey, if you're coaching a fourth grade team, are you running spread?
Fourth grade, no. I want to get as many possessions as possible, get those kids the reps. But in high school, like, you have to do. I mean, people laugh at spread. We never held the ball for longer than 30 seconds, 35 seconds. We were going down people's throats and scoring on them. So
there we go.
Yeah. I mean,
you heard it first, kids.
Now, he didn't say it. I will. I believe spread offense was a key contributor to a state championship that 2016 year. Am I correct?
Yeah, we did. We did win a state title. Had just an unbelievable team where it was a bunch of neighborhood kids who we started playing together in 5th, 6th grade, just a bunch of backyard kids, and just kind of stuck together and kept that core together. And come senior year, we just had a magical run and, beat some really good teams who we probably shouldn't have beat, but it was, just we were just a special team, and obviously had a incredible head coach who and just the right pieces there. So,
And a great leader right there, huh, Davey? Yourself. You won't say it, but see, this is you see what we always say on the pod is the guest likes to be a little more humble, and we got to give them their flowers. But
Yeah.
Davey's a very, very good leader. And we'll get into it. I know when we had Charles Burns, he talked about him and Davey, kind of their mindset with things. But I would argue that Davey was more of a leader on our team than most people would see from the outside. If you just watched a game, you would not know how much say and how much weight Davey's word held in the locker room. And I think that's a very commendable thing, especially him knowing coming into it might not be a huge playing role. Not really sure what it could turn into, but to be able to be vocal like that and not really care what other people think, but know that what he's saying is definitely strong and can contribute to winning. I think it's huge. So, Davey, I commend you, man.
Thank you. Yeah, and my second year there got voted as a team captain by my teammates. So then that was a huge honor to be able to have that happen. So, but just try to be a great teammate whenever I could. So
that you were. Now, I do want to touch on something during our NAU days. So now, the first summer you got there, I remember when you got there. I want to talk about the type of player you are during pickup basketball, if you will. Now, how would you describe
I feel
yourself?
like I like where this is going.
Yeah, no, this is great. Jared, you'll enjoy this. How would you describe yourself as a pickup basketball player? Basketball wise, teammate wise, what are some of your best attributes you would say?
Win at all costs,
Yeah.
definitely. And I know my game. I know who I'm around. If I have LA on my team, I'm not going to shoot the ball very much. I'm going to get LA the ball. If I have Cam Shelton on my team, I'm going to let him rock. I'm going to, set screens. I'm going to go rebound. I'm going to hit, find, and get. I'm going to box out on every possession. I'm just going to do the little things that contribute to winning, whatever it takes. And LA is going to bring up, arguing calls, but there's just some calls that some guys try to get away with. It's like, come on, like, are you serious?
I don't even think I was going to say argue. I was just going to say you're proud of your opinion, if that makes sense. You're not going to be pushed off your block, if you will. You know what I mean? And we talked about it when Brooks was on, how with Coach Murph we had a little if you won the most pickup games that week, you got groceries for the week. And me and Brooks were tied one week, and we had to pick teams for who was for the final game of the week for pickup, and then whoever won got the groceries for the week. And I picked Davey because I was like, I need Davey on my team. So he's one of those teammates that like you don't want to play against, but you have to have on your team. And I think Jared, you kind of resonate with that a little bit.
1,000%. There's many of guests on this pod that have felt this right here.
Mental warfare.
Power. Yeah, that mental warfare.
I'm not afraid to chirp a little bit. I'm not afraid to get a little extra physical, maybe a little bit too physical at times, but I'm willing to accept those.
Is there such a thing as too physical?
I don't believe so, but
yeah, there we go, Davey.
Especially
talk about
Flagstaff. Come on, man.
Yeah, Flagstaff's a different animal. Jared has run around in Flagstaff a couple times, so he can.
Yeah, a couple times. I didn't have the right shoes on. It was snowing, but
hey, in LA, man, I have to bring this up. One of them, had a lot of success playing, but one that I held dear to my heart is my back-to-back Louis Cup champ.
See, you're a natural at this podcast stuff because that's exactly what I was going to go into, man. So I think we got to paint the picture for what this Louis Cup business is, because to most people, even Jared, I think it might be foreign.
Yeah.
So at NAU under Coach Burkhart, when he got the interim job, we started this off-season competition that basically spanned from when we got back. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Davey. From when we got back from our little summer 2-week break after summer practices to the end of basically practice period before our first game, and it was called the Louis Cup. and it consisted of a weight room competition each day, an on-court competition each day, and then a bunch of different things in between. So there was the mile test that you had to do, there was our conditioning test you had to do, and then there was the Ironman, which basically was if you don't miss anything and you're not late to anything that entire period. And we would pick teams. And Davey, at the time, was the only for those of us at our run at NAU for that time period, was the only undefeated Louis Cup champion. Now, I don't know if anyone else has that title at this point. I would say no. It's a hard title to have, but I mean, you got the guy right here. It's a special honor.
Winner, man. Just a winner in all aspects.
I was lucky enough to have him on my team. My second year in the Louis Cup, and we came home with a victory. Shout out to Prestige Worldwide. It was a special team we had put together there.
That was the name
We got
of
to
your
pick our
team?
names too. Yeah, it was the name of our team. Well, you guys were what, the winning team year one?
Yeah, winning team year one. I do have to give LA his flowers. The second year, his team that he drafted, he was the leader, he was the captain, the GM of the team. Like right after the draft, everyone knew it was over. Like no one had a chance of beating us.
I feel like we ran away with it too. Am I wrong? Because I vividly remember what happened. Actually, wow, it's all coming back to me now. So it was getting to sort of the end, and we were kind of pulling away, and then we did a 3-on-3 drill. Am I correct?
I don't remember the 3-on-3 drill, but I remember in the weight room, and they did that last drill, and it was like, oh, whoever wins this is worth 20 points.
Yeah.
Like,
So, bro, yeah, they tried to take it because I remember this was what happened. We were kind of close, and I'm surprised you don't remember this because you took a pivotal charge in this 3-on-3 drill, and we were doing a 3-on-3 drill on the court, and it was worth a pretty good amount of points, and we were like, all right, we got to win this. Like, if we win, this is going to be hard to catch us. Because, like, we knew that we weren't going to get it last in a lot of competitions. But, like, if we won that one, it was like, all right, it's going to be tough to catch up to us points-wise. And boom, I remember Davey takes a big charge to get us the ball back. And then I hit a 3 that ended the 3-on-3 game. And we were hyped. We were hyped, right? And then Davey's right. Then they did literally the last day of Louis Cup. They're like, oh, this one's worth 40 points or whatever. We're like, are you serious? So you could have toasted the whole competition and then just won the last one and you would have been good. But, the better team prevailed, as most say, So, again, congrats to Davey for that honor because, I'm glad I had him on my team. He was a pivotal point in our championship run there. But yeah, man, you like when you're like on your resume and everything, do you put 2-time Louis Cup champion or?
Yeah, it's on there. And my special mention of knowledge.
Because I think it's something to definitely talk about,
Oh, for sure.
Now I want to continue to fast forward. We're here. We're now in Boise in both of our last seasons in Flagstaff. Now we were beating Portland State, and you get in the game. I wanna talk to you about this final play that happened. Because if I remember correctly, you had the ball, and it was your time to shine. I want to take me through what was going through your head during that time.
I had the ball. I know everyone's eyes were on me. I just wanted to get a bucket. Charles Burns is just in my ear telling me to pass, and I have to wave him off 3 times. I'm like, get out of here. I'm not passing it. Just get out of my way. So I go, hit him with a couple combos, get into a Barkley. I'm back to the basket, backing my man down. Go with the turnaround, get fouled. They don't call it. In and out. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
It's like, what do we, like, I feel like it was a great move. You're just not rewarded. It wasn't,
man.
it wasn't fair.
Hammered. I don't get
Absolutely
the call
hammered.
because the refs are already checked out. Somehow, I think the ball goes out of bounds. And we're on defense, and Portland State's running like a sideline out of bounds. And I'm guarding my guy, and I'm asking, I'm like, hey, where you guys going for spring break? What's your plans? Because, I mean, it's happening
Sent them packing.
And, he didn't like that. Got hit with a cheap elbow right in the stomach. And then they go my guy gets the ball, takes a foul. They bail him out, call a foul on me, him shooting a 3. And Coach Burkhardt was not happy about that. I got screamed at. 20
Yeah,
seconds
no.
left. And
It was definitely not your brightest moment on that one. But the reason why I'm bringing this story up is because you had a chance the next day. Am I
oh yeah,
right?
talk about that.
Where I think you helped our man Charles Burns get involved, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's growth. That's growth of the player. So take us through that. Take us through from day to day. How did that change?
So we beat Portland State, and we just go, and now we're playing the number 1 team, Eastern Washington, and that team was loaded, and we're just playing our tails off. LA's battling, Can's battling, like we're just playing our, and I mean, we got a little cold, didn't hit shots like we normally would have. If we just hit the shots like we normally would, we beat Eastern Washington. There's no doubt about that. Anyways, I mean, again, same scenario. There's about a minute left, 45 seconds left. We're down 9. I think I don't know if it's 9 actually. It might be 6. But
Yeah,
anyways,
it was yeah.
we get in, we get a big stop right off the bat. They shoot free throws. They're shooting free throws, 2 big misses, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We get the ball. I think I get the rebound. I outlet it to Jay Green. I just, hey, go. Let's go get a bucket. He goes downhill, goes to the rim, kicks it out to Charles Burns. Charles Burns hit a big shot. I'm not there telling him to swing the ball like he would have. I'm like, hey, shoot, I'm trying to give this guy confidence. He shoots it, goes in. I'm ready to go press, get a stop, get foul somebody, get him to the line again. They just missed 2. And everyone's jogging back. Carter Mahaney's jogging back. Charles Burns is jogging back like he's LeBron and just hit a shot. It's like, dude, we're still in this game, man. And my guys are, jogging back on defense. I'm trying to press. Let's make something happen. It's March. Anything could happen. And, they just jog back. We end the game. Season's over.
But that was nothing to take away from the growth that you had overnight. It was a tough one in the game before, but look at you now, finding your teammates, making plays. And I think, that goes to show what type of teammate Davey is. He's willing to put other people ahead of him for the greater good of the team. Now I have one more question, NAU related. Again, he skated over this real humbly. I believe we're in Malibu, beginning of 2020. It's still winter break for us students at Northern Arizona, and we have a meeting about Pepperdine and their personnel, and Coach Burkhardt has a special message for our man Davey, and he was rewarded a scholarship for the remainder of that school year. Now it was plagued by COVID, unfortunately, but I want to talk about that moment because that is something that I had the pleasure of going through a couple years earlier, and it was one of the biggest moments of my life, still is to this day. And I remember how happy everybody was for you at the time, and it was very well deserved. I'm glad that it was able to work out the way it did, but kind of take me through how you were feeling during that moment. Were you ready for it? Did you know what was coming? I'm sure it was somewhat of a surprise, but yeah, let us know how that was.
Yeah, had no idea it was happening at all. Yeah, I mean, we were just doing breakfast and kind of morning walkthrough for Pepperdine, and Coach Burkhardt kind of went on a speech and was telling kind of about our relationship and our history together. Obviously, we've known each other for a long time at this point, and just for that to happen, it's kind of just like the ultimate pat on your back that your hard work is being seen and being rewarded, and it's nice to have that, especially in the team setting where I try to do all I could to help win and help be a good teammate and help my teammates out as much as possible, even if I'm not playing 20, 30, 40 minutes a night, just because there's so much that goes on behind the scenes of any team. But just to have that be rewarded in that fashion was every walk-on's dreams, and a special moment that not a ton of people get to experience. So I was just super thankful, super grateful that I got to have that happen to myself. It was awesome. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, no, it was a big moment, I think, for the whole team too, and especially like I wanted you to touch on it. It was good. I feel like between you and Coach Burkhardt, especially with your relationship, like that had to have been just as huge for him too, because it was, as much as it was extremely deserved for you, I think it was huge for him to just like, look what we've done over all these years.
Yeah. for
So that
sure.
was huge, man. But
And I
yeah,
mean,
go for it.
it was cool too. It was a fun time because we were winning games. Like, just beat a UVU team, just beat UC Riverside, I believe, the
Yep.
night or 2 nights before that, in at UC Riverside in front of a lot of Cam's family. So I mean, we were rolling and we battled Pepperdine, and
Yeah, we got robbed
yeah, we
against
got
Pepperdine.
robbed. But yeah, it was cool. It was fun. It was a fun time for NAU basketball. I was glad to be a part of it for sure.
No, that was a good year, and you know what never was because of COVID. Who knows? I know Brooks talked about it a little bit. He touched on it,
Right.
but you know we had a good team, a special team. I felt like, and
Yeah.
you know that was that. Fellas, do you have anything you want to touch on before we kind of tap into Davey's brain for real now?
I have a major thing to ask.
Okay,
The question Luke asks, this is Luke's favorite question. Davey, I need the best LA story, on court or off.
I knew this question was coming, so I did prepare myself for it. I have a great,
jeez,
I have a great LA story. I'm going to make him look good.
thank you, man.
That's not what we're looking for.
I don't have a ton of off court those kind of stories just because at NAU I was married and my wife was pregnant the first year, and the second year I had a baby. So, I didn't experience a lot of the.
So you had a great college experience, what you're
You
saying.
didn't miss much, David.
Yeah.
You didn't miss much.
I don't know.
Davey, you're living the true dream, man.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I absolutely
Shout
loved
out Mrs. Davey.
it. Yeah, I mean, it was yeah, it was the best experience ever in every kind of way for myself. But my LA story happened the first year, so um, and I can't remember all the exact details, but I believe it was a early conditioning, and then we had a 5-on-5 intra squad scrimmage, and then we had like a volunteer event, and then we had a team dinner. And so we wake up early in the morning and do a conditioning, on court conditioning, and lift, and then we go right into like a Patriot Way practice. And so it's like 7:30 a.m. and we've already got a lift in, conditioned, and we kind of went over like a game day kind of game plan, pregame scenario, just kind of getting us involved, ready for a season that's right around the corner. It's like late September, early October, and we're off, go eat some breakfast, come back, do our 5-on-5 scrimmage. LA doesn't think he shoots the ball well. He probably goes like 5 of 8 and is just mad that he missed 3 shots. So from 3. And he's kind of upset the rest of the day. We go and volunteer for another couple hours out of school. Um, we volunteered pretty regularly at the elementary schools, and then came back and we had a team meal up and roll, and we're watching college football. It's been a long day. We've been together for like 8 hours, 6 hours, something like that. Everyone's just kind of hanging out now with the meal and watching college football, chatting. Charles Burns is telling everyone how great Notre Dame is, and everyone's just kind of ignoring it. But and so we're eating for like an hour and a half, just kind of all hanging out and roll. And everyone starts to leave. I think I'm finishing a close Alabama game, and I'm one of the last ones to leave the dinner. And I go down. Me and Coach Burkhardt are walking out at the same time, and I remember it. We walk past the gym doors, and we hear a ball bouncing, and Coach Burkhardt is like just confused because it wasn't an easy day. Everyone's tired. Everyone's going home, just ready to kind of relax and unwind for the day. Get ready to get back after it tomorrow. And in the gym, half of it's dark. There's one side that's lit up, and LA is shooting on the gun. And that just kind of is the epitome of, who LA is, just willing to just do whatever it takes to be great and be successful. And no matter how hard, he might have to work, he's willing to do that and willing to go outwork people. And, it's paid off, to say the least. So that's one of my favorite LA stories. And I had no intentions to pick up a ball after that. I was going home. I had my slides on. I was not even thinking about getting extra shots up, and LA was in there getting shots up on the gun. So
Davey, I'm
that's-
disappointed, man. That
I
was a boring
appreciate you.
story.
I'm not disappointed. I appreciate
like
it.
That
I
that
was
actually,
story,
boring. That's
Jared.
not
I
what
actually
I was
don't even
looking
remember
for.
this, but you know,
I thought that was a
that's
good
big time.
story, Jared.
No, Jared likes to hear other people get bashed because people.
That's what happens to me. On
I wouldn't say you
here.
get bashed. They just confirm that you're an intense guy.
I don't know if bashed is the right word, Jared.
Yeah. Well,
look,
adjectives are adjectives. I'm not gonna get into
That's
that
hey,
again.
that's fair.
No, that was. I appreciate you, Davey. To be honest, I don't remember that at all. I do remember the inter squad scrimmage, and I do remember not being happy, but I don't remember the whole day being crazy. But I feel like we had a lot of long days at NAU, so they all kind of morphed together. I do remember when we had a practice after the Phoenix Suns training camp, and that was like 8:45 to 10:45. Do you remember those days?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were fun times. Let's talk about some NBA basketball. Let's talk about some Phoenix Suns basketball because my man Davey here, he's a big Phoenix
Davey's
Suns
big
fan.
Phoenix Suns guy, huh?
Yeah, so I really wanted him to come on here and talk about his thoughts, where his head's at with the upcoming NBA season because I know Tommy knows where he stands. I don't know if Jared knows where he stands, so I really want.
I feel like he's setting himself up for a big disappointment.
Whoa, Davey, go ahead, man.
Hey, I'm excited. We're going to hang our first banner this year. It's going to be just an unbelievable season. I'm ready to experience it.
Have you guys not won the Pacific Division before?
No. Our first NBA championship. World championship is going up
Oh, man, Davey.
this year.
Oh.
I think
Just because I told you to tell me a good story doesn't mean I wanted a fake story or a fairy tale.
Hey, I think it works. Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and then the man, D-Book. Put whoever else there, man. It's just.
Thanks. So you didn't even want to add DeAndre Ayton into the big four, huh?
His spot is still up in the air with me. And I was a DeAndre Ayton fan. My first ever Suns jersey. Not Steve Nash, not Amari. It was DeAndre Ayton. Because he was huge during the NBA Finals run. He was a 20-10 guy every night, playing his tail off. And then, this whole contract thing got paid, got a little cool. It's just didn't play hard last year. Was atrocious in the playoffs. So he's we'll see what kind of DeAndre Ayton wants to show up this year.
Hey, man, he just wanted some touches, man. He wanted the ball.
We don't want the cool daddy.
No cool.
Want the cool daddy DeAndre Ayton.
Do not want the
That's what
cool
you're
daddy.
saying.
Not at all. No room for that. But
especially when you got a guy like Jokic in your
hold on.
Man.
So Davey, I just have a serious question. So the biggest problem with your Suns last year was they had no bench. And last time I checked, they still have no bench.
No, I think we have some key additions and some guys who, like Damian Lee, TJ Warren, Terrence Ross, who were on our roster last year. I think they really take some big steps this coming year, provide some really big minutes and key moments. And if we could go 8-9 deep, like perfect. That's all we need, man. Come May, June.
Do you think Frank Vogel is the answer?
I like it. Obviously, he did a good job with the Lakers, and they're on the defensive side of the ball for sure. But I think Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are both actually really good defensive players. I think Devin Booker is a great defender just because he plays so hard and wants to win. But Frank Vogel's expertise in that area would definitely help other guys come out and kind of perform a little bit better.
All right, fair enough.
Fair enough.
So they're beating the Nuggets, or are they going to miss the Nuggets?
I think we missed the Nuggets. I think Sacramento cleans them up in the Western Conference semifinals.
Wow, what kind of agenda is being set on this?
There's not an agenda being set. This is a guy who gets it, man. I told you that when we had Davey coming on, it was a guy who gets it.
And
Davey says the Suns are hanging a banner every year, bro. I'm sorry, but
hey,
Davey, part of my heart is in Phoenix, man. So I hope the best.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of Devin Booker. Like, drafted him, stayed in Phoenix, has just been unbelievable. It's super fun. When we went to the finals, that was just great experience, and the whole city was on fire. Like when the Cardinals went to the Super Bowl, everybody had Cardinals flags, and it was a bunch of Cardinal stuff. So a ton of fun. And obviously in Arizona we don't get that too often. So whenever it does happen, like we just enjoy the heck out of it.
Yeah,
But
it's fair enough.
So Western Conference Finals prediction. You got the Beam team versus your Suns.
Of course, it's going to be a brutal series. I got Phoenix in 6 though. The Kings are still young, man. They'll get there.
Yeah,
I would
that's
expect
probably
you
a fair
to.
assessment.
Okay.
I need some thoughts on the Warriors, man. I don't know what is going on up there.
They shipped your guy CP3 over there. These two actually really love the CP3 move. I'm glad we're talking about that. They're very excited.
Wow. I don't get it at
Who
all.
said I love the CP3 move?
I don't have a comment. We know where I stand. Davey's listened to the pod. I don't need to repeat. I don't really need to repeat my stance.
As long as 30's on the roster, I believe. That's all I'll say.
It's a valid.
The only person I need on the trading block doesn't wear a jersey, so.
Davey, now let's switch to something that's very important to you and I.
I think I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to hear about this part.
Yeah, so a reason why Davey and I are still very close, and a reason why Tommy and Davey now know each other. Let's talk fantasy football. Let's talk about it.
Let's chat, man.
Let's talk. It's relevant once again. I cannot wait. Now, Davey, do you want to tell the people, or do you want me to tell them, or do you want Tommy to tell them?
Let's hear Tommy, man. We haven't heard.
Yeah, I like that.
Dude,
have Tommy
bro.
Introduce this segment.
Yeah, Tommy, who do we have with us?
Let's just start it off. I was hosed last year.
Okay, bro, this is not. We had the Tommy Ball episode already, man. Who do we have here with us today, man?
Oh, is that the champion?
Don't make me do it, bro. I'm not saying it.
He's the
I'm
champion.
Not saying that. Yeah,
did he win or did he not win?
We have the defending PEDs.
He beat me in a championship game on a controversial Monday night game where I lost Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. That's all I'm gonna leave it at.
Whoa, that's not fair. That's not true at all. What happened?
Is it not true?
I didn't have to. I could have taken that. That could have been true, but what did I do? I said, hey, let's take their next week's points. Let's just give it.
He did do that, but we all know the circumstances. We all know the circumstances weren't the same in that week 18 game or whatever week it was versus a Monday night showdown versus the Buffalo Bills that was destined to be a shootout. Just like Davey got fouled against Portland State, I know Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow were linking up for 4 touchdowns each.
It was a slow start. It was a slow start, man.
I think.
Well, I guess we'll never know. And Davey won, and I'll give his flowers because he did give me the opportunity to win the game.
It was cold that night. It was like snowing and it was freezing. They were running.
Good point.
Listen, I had Jamar and Joe on the phone on a conference call that morning, and they told me they were going to be special.
And you know what? My guy Joe Mixon said, "No, give me the ball. I'm going to take us to the promised land." So
was that the first time Joe Mixon actually put up some points? Because he killed me last year.
Joe Mixon had a 50 ball for me last year. Yeah, that's all I remember.
That game, he killed me the other games.
I'm angry about it. I'm still mad about it. I'm going to be mad about it for a while, but I will give Davey his flowers. He's a great manager. He's got a great camp over there. He beat me. He beat me in the championship game, and I had a high octane offense. I'm excited for this year, though. I'm on my revenge tour. We've got a big year ahead of us. There's a lot of moving pieces. We've seen some early and aggressive moves from LA's camp.
Yeah.
Early.
You can say that. You can definitely say that.
I believe
some might say he's more ready than ever.
I believe Vegas has Tommy Ball as one of the favorites too to win this year.
The Vegas line odds did drop. The Vegas line dropped, and I believe I was the second favorite. They actually had team D3 8th out of 8. They're saying championship hangover. I don't know who made these odds. Davey did provide the odds, I will say. So Davey could be the driving force behind the odds. I'm not sure.
I do have my Vegas insiders. I can't give up my sources, but I do have Vegas insiders.
Yeah, Arizona is close.
It's going to be a special year, and it's actually year 4 of this league. Year 3 for me, but year 4 of the league. So it is the World Cup year, you will. That's kind of the name being thrown around in our group chat right now. So
Hey,
a lot of
can I-
special things are going on.
I just got to get something off my chest about this as well. So one of the things that truly won me the league last year was a controversial trade where
Yeah.
people thought I was throwing the league and giving it away.
I think it
And-
won you the league, to be honest.
and it
What
did.
what was the trade again?
It was with yours truly.
It was with LA and Mr. Waters over there. It was brought up on the podcast, and Mr. Waters didn't have the highest thoughts, the most positive outlook on the trade.
You
And
got
you know what?
receipts.
Yeah, I did, and I kept it. I played it every morning in the locker room. It was glaring, like Jared said. Really motivated my guys and carried us, because we were kind of in a slump. Needed to shake it up.
What was I need the trade. I don't
You know how I
remember.
know this is true though? Because Davey actually sent the voice recording of our
Yeah.
podcast the
Davey,
morning
what was the
after
trade
he
and what
won
did
the
I say?
championship.
Can I get the playback on that?
So I traded away Mark Andrews, Jonathan Taylor, and Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown. Yep.
And I got basically Saquon back
Yeah, I think I gave you like some crumbs with it
And-
too, but it was essentially for Saquon.
and Zeke Elliott.
Yeah. Which
And
was irrelevant.
Well, and Hollywood got hurt, so
The next week, and so did Mark Andrews.
yeah,
Jonathan Taylor.
that's a
He
tough
was-
go. Well, that's because there was a lot of flames going in the leagues that I was playing in, and the last 2 years, I lost 2 years ago in the championship on even a worse thing that happened than Tommy's thing. 2 bad trades each year. A bad trade ended up winning that personal league.
So what does that have to do with you bagging on Davey's GM decision? Though?
Because that was a bad trade in theory that worked out in the greatest of fashions.
Well,
No,
So
it
maybe
was-
Davey
it's an
just had
impressive
better
play.
foresight than the rest of us.
Some might argue that. And you know
Yeah.
what? I drafted DeAndre Hopkins in like the 10th round, and I got George Kittle off of waivers, like a free agent. I signed him. I was patient, held him on my bench, and then when the time came to just unleash havoc on the league, they were inserted in the starting lineup, and the rest is history. I fleeced Tommy Ball for Devontae Adams as well, and
Wait,
Who'd
you
I
gave up
trade?
Devontae Adams? Tommy, that's your
Dude,
guy.
I had an unbelievable roster though, Jared. Devontae was expendable.
It was unbelievably second place. That's what they're saying.
I don't know. Yeah, that might have.
I mean,
Devontae might have won it.
no, not with the way the Raiders
No,
were
I
going
don't think
down the
that's-
stretch.
The thing is,
Go ahead.
I fleeced Cam Shelton for Jamar Chase, and then Jamar
everybody
Chase.
fleeced Cam Shelton last year.
Team 20, usually a good program. He had a down year last
said-
year.
By week 7, his name was taking for Wendy. He's still like,
He
was
didn't.
look.
I believe he started the league 0-6. I believe he was. 0-6.
Damn.
He was
I
down
know.
on. He
I
was
know.
down
I
in
know
the
how that
dumps,
feel. I know
man.
how that feels. Last year, I drafted Najee Harris first.
oh,
Yeah.
Mm,
I got Jamar Chase off Cam for like Aaron Jones or something. It was,
Michael Pittman.
It was Michael Pittman. That's right.
yeah.
It's Michael
Aaron
Pittman
Jones
Jr.
on my roster.
Wait, so I have a serious question, Davey. Since you're the fantasy guru,
I mean, one of them.
Well, hey,
I don't know. He's the champ. He's defending champ. So
No, he is. He is.
I'm gonna learn from winning habits. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to divulge much, man. I'm on a podcast with my 2 competitors. We haven't drafted yet, so I really can't give too much information. Can't give too much.
Davey and I haven't even had the champions luncheon yet. So like it's coming up here soon.
I
It's
don't know
before
what the
the
hell
draft.
that means.
It's
so-
when the champions of
That's
our
because
league
your
meet
league
for a
that's
luncheon.
'cause your league isn't as cool as ours. And
It's
now
like
you
the
better believe I'm
Masters.
gonna be scratching and clawing to get to that champions luncheon. I'm gonna get there, fellas.
It's
We
kind of
get
like the
there.
Masters.
Oh, it's like the
Jared.
green. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Davey gets to pick the menu.
He
Davey,
gets
what
to
are you
pick the
picking?
menu this year. Yeah, it was a lonely one the last 2 years. Defending back-to-back champ. But I'm glad. Who else?
Wait, so who won 4
You
years
want to talk
ago?
about controversy? Let's talk about the first 2 years because I definitely should have.
Look, this we're getting into some deep waters here.
No, I'm not. I don't even know if we want to talk about it, but
I know I don't want to shed bad light on our league and our commish because I will say he's been doing a phenomenal job as of recently.
Can we give a shout out to the commissioner real quick? He runs a hell of a league, man.
He's
runs
beating a
hell
lot of
a league.
allegations.
Beating the allegations. Jared,
Jared,
I don't know if you're familiar. Jared, I don't know if you're familiar. Carter Mahaney is our missioner of the fantasy league, and he does a great job.
Oh man, there's your first issue.
He's a good kid, man. He's a good kid. But yeah, Jared, go ahead and ask your question now. I just wanted to make sure.
Is Travis Kelce a legitimate first pick?
Oh, that feels really insider.
Yeah,
it's so insider. I think we have to go next question on that.
Depends who else gets, where you're at, who else is drafted. I definitely have my eyes. I mean, there's a legit argument that Travis Kelce is and should be a top 8 guy. I could definitely see a guy like.
Oh no, I'm talking about first overall pick.
He's going top 8 this year for surely.
First overall pick. That's what I'm saying.
He's not the first overall pick.
That's one man's opinion.
There's an argument for it for sure. I could see a guy like Winton Brown doing that. So
didn't Winton Brown take Matt Stafford round 1 like a year ago?
Him, like 10th pick last year or 2 years ago.
Hold on, Jared, are you saying you'd take Travis Kelce over Justin Jefferson?
I'm not saying that I would. I'm posing the question to the champion and resident professional.
Let me do some more research. I'll get back to you on that one for sure.
All right, sounds good.
I want to know what Jared thinks. I want to know what Jared thinks, though. I want to flip the question to him.
I think that, well, I can't say exactly what I think because there's people I play with that listen to this pod. So, but the one message I will say is that this is true across the board. He has the highest positional advantage of any other player of any other position.
Yeah.
Like I had Travis last year in a half PPR league, and I had my other top 4 picks all got injured, and I was still in the mix for the playoffs, made the playoffs, simply because Kelce would just catch a million touchdowns,
right,
and win me games. Like, because half PPR, like the receptions don't matter as much as the touchdowns that are like huge.
Yeah, we do have a big Travis guy in the Zoom call right now.
Which I'm not a fan of half PPR. So that's the first time I did that, and that's going to be the last time I do that.
It's good to know, man. Yeah. I'll be taking that to my front office.
Yeah, all right, good.
In case we end up in a league together.
Yeah, if it comes up with the union reps, make sure.
Yeah. Where it's interesting with fantasy drafts, man, is when someone decides to take a quarterback. Because quarterbacks could be taken early.
Yeah.
And then you have
Should I take a quarterback first round just to mess everything up this year?
I'm not going to lie to you right now. I'm not listening to either of you what you're about to say because I think like it's all just hearsay. And especially with a looming draft date that has been talked about in our group chat, I just don't want to feed into either narratives that you're going to paint right now. So
maybe I'm just
whatever you're about to
say
say.
Right now.
That's what I'm saying. Which, a savvy GM like yourself.
Yeah, man.
Somebody took somebody in the league I was in took Pat Mahomes, Kyler Murray back to back, and then traded both of them.
It's a smart. That's literally like what Winton Brown did our year, and then he was in the championship game.
Yeah, you take the quarterbacks, and then down the road, like week 9, guys are dying for a quarterback.
So it's not the worst play in the book, man.
Yeah,
Jared, if you have first overall pick this year in your fantasy football draft, who are you taking?
So,
normal PPR league.
I'm not going to say the name, but I'm going to go away from my traditional attack plan, and it's won me leagues, has been running back heavy early because there's less of them. But I'm going to go receiver heavy. If I get the first overall pick, I'm taking a receiver.
I think
I know that's not a crazy pick, but
no,
it's very
3 answers that are acceptable in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, but think about it. 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, right? You would never think to take a receiver first overall.
No,
it was like running back, then like receiver at 5, maybe.
I believe in my 2 championship runs, I took back-to-back running backs first 2 rounds.
But now you gotta get lucky on the running back. So it's like it used to be you had
You
to
call
get
it
lucky on
luck. I call it scouting.
Yeah. Okay. Sure, guy.
I'm just saying.
I
We had a pre-draft workout last
before
week.
the draft last year, you were like, oh yeah, Ramondre Stevens, he's gonna be the number 1 guy.
That was actually your fellow pod mate. That wasn't me. That was someone else in it. Yep, there you go.
That was me. And
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson had a
that
hell
was
of
a
a year.
great pick. Yeah. Exactly.
Thank you.
Look,
Thank you.
You drafted him early, Tom?
I drafted him. Yep. And I
you
told
drafted him.
everybody
No,
when
early.
I drafted him.
You drafted him early?
No, you got him like
I don't think
ninth.
he was early, but
Yeah.
he was.
That's what I'm saying
he
though.
was-
Is like
yeah.
it's like
Wow.
now it used to be the opposite, at least in my opinion. Now it's like you have to get lucky. Like the receivers are more important, obviously.
Yeah, well, that just has to do with where that running
Eh,
back position is going right
That's
now
what I'm
in the
saying. That's what
league.
I'm saying. Is like before, it's like the running backs carried the league, but now
Yeah.
it's like the receivers do.
Now they can't get a contract.
Yeah.
Sickening.
What are my
Now,
Raiders doing, man? We got the best running
Oh.
back in the league, and we won't give him a contract.
I wouldn't say that. He's in the upper echelon for sure.
Well, they
You gotta tell him to be a team player. Take that franchise tag, man.
He deserves to get paid, man. I support his
does.
decision.
Well, they offered him a 13 mil 1 year deal, but he wants a
Yeah, he wants a long-term deal, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, but that doesn't exist.
With running backs.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it doesn't exist. I think they deserve him.
Is Garoppolo the answer, Tom?
I don't want to discuss the Raiders right now.
You brought him
I brought up
that's
Josh
actually
Jacobs.
true.
I
You said
love
the Raiders.
Josh
You said,
Jacobs.
what are my Raiders doing?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What are my Raiders? I can't come on. I have so much Jimmy G hate in my past.
I don't know
like,
why.
Just engraved.
He's nice.
Because
He's gonna make it to the
because-
playoffs more than your Raiders have without him.
We'll see, bro. I'll eat all my words, but the only time Jimmy G's ever done anything good is when he has an elite defense behind him, and then he still loses them games. So
All right, man.
Wow.
Let's bring this all back in.
before we segue though, can I just say that how thankful I am for that fantasy league for bringing me so many different friends, all the NAU guys. We've talked about it many times, but that league is amazing. And Davey and I actually do have separate ties ourselves. You know, I've got some Mesa High roots as well. I might not have gone there, but my mom did, and my mom actually went to Mountain View. My bad. Sorry, Davey. But my grandpa, legendary football coach at Mesa High, another winner over there, Ron Hunt, the man. But thankful. And actually, I'll be in Mesa this week, so I'll have to see our guy Davey.
Special. Now, before we get into our starting 5 here today, which I'm excited for, we gotta ask David the question. He's been in the shoes. In my humble opinion, he knocked it out of the park. But Davey, in your words, what does it mean to be a walk-on?
Man, it just means doing whatever it takes to make the most of your opportunity to win, to be the best person that you can be in every aspect. Because with the walk-on, you obviously don't have enough, talent, enough leash, if you will, to just skate by on that alone. You're being evaluated on everything, and so you have to be the best at every aspect. Weight room, classroom, being a teammate, being coachable, film, and just doing whatever it takes to help your team win. And in any way that you can contribute, you're going to, and just doing your job and doing your role to the best of your ability, and making the most of every opportunity. So when your name gets called, or you just get that little sliver of a chance, then you got to take it and don't look back.
Well said. Well said. And very special starting 5 today, brought to you by Davey. We trust him. We gave him a leash, like he said, to pick the starting 5 this week. he came through with a heater. Now, David, do you want to explain it? Do you want to introduce the starting five this week?
So I'm a huge fan of the starting five. I really enjoy it's one of my favorite parts of the podcast. But this week's starting five is starting five coaches who you would like or would have loved to play for.
And how would you like this to go? Would you want to go? Everyone goes 1 through 5. Do you want to serpentine it? I know you've seen us do both at this point. Like I said, it's all you.
Selfishly, I want to go first just because I know I'm stealing people's. But
Go for it.
we could go whatever.
No, Davey, it's your choice, man.
Yeah,
Dealer's choice.
it's you,
Come
man.
on. You can rock. Go ahead, Davey.
Let's let him be selfish. Let's let him be selfish.
Yeah, he's earned it.
So I'm my point guard, man. Here's a guy who just the ultimate winner, the ultimate leader. He's not going to be flashy. He's not going to be, the highest recruited guy, but he is going to lead your team to a national championship. I got John Wooden at my 1.
Good pick. It's a really good pick.
My shooting guard is just a firecracker, just high energy. He's going to score. He's going to play defense. He's going to get technical fouls. Might get suspended a few games for crowd interactions. But this guy is a winner of 13 Big Ten titles, 10 trips to the Rose Bowl, and he's all about the team, the team, the team. I got Bo Schembechler at my shooting guard, man.
Classic pick there.
My small forward. This is my most talented guy. He's a McDonald's All-American, 5-star recruit. Just like this is the guy who you watch highlights of. He's known as the Godfather. I got Pat Riley. I would love to be around him. He could coach those just gritty New York Knicks teams. He could coach the high-flying, high-powered offense, LA teams. He could do it all. I mean, Pat Riley would love to be in a locker room with him. Now, my power forward, he's going to be the guy who gets rebounds, takes charges, switches on ball screens, guards 1 through 5, just does whatever it needs to win. I got Coach K as my power forward. And then
Gonna be struggling on the glass there a little bit, huh, Davey?
You know what? It's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog. All right, man.
Wow.
Great coach quote.
And so my center, I know LA will appreciate this one. Just another guy who's, not the most skilled, but just physical, just is going to get 20 rebounds a night. And, the only time he's shooting the ball is if he gets an offensive putback dunk. This guy is just a monster in the center of the paint. He is either blocking the shot or he's putting you down. I got Coach Herb Brooks of the U.S. 1980 Olympic hockey team, man.
Yeah, I knew that one was coming. I knew it was coming out of your starting five. That's a good list, man. That's a really good list.
It's a good list.
No flags out of you two.
No, I like it.
It's a great list.
My walk-on might have a flag, but I'm willing to accept that. So just
all right. Who do you want to go next?
You know what, man? Let's hear from Tommy Ball.
Yeah,
I got you, man. Let's see here. Let's see. My point guard. We've got a recurring person here. Absolutely a guy I'd want to play for. He'd light a fire under anyone, and he's an absolute winner. He's gonna run the show for us. Give me Eric Spoelstra at the 1. At the 2, wouldn't be a coach's list without this guy on here, especially for me. I would absolutely love to play for this guy. I know Jared will be a fan of this one. Jared told me he'd love to work for him one day. Told me that all the time. We got Steve Kerr at the 2, knocking down jumpers at the 2.
Big Steve.
At the 3, I've got my favorite college coach. I don't know why. I was a fan of this team for so long, just growing up, just a younger kid, just because I honestly, just because I enjoyed the coach, the way he coached teams, the way the teams played, they're winners. He's a legend. Give me Tom Izzo The dog. I love Michigan
Good
State.
pick,
So
good pick.
fun. Tom Izzo's the man. Something
There's
about
good
that.
NAU
He just
lore on
wins.
that pick too.
There is good. I know the NAU lore on that pick too. Actually, familiar with that. Tom Izzo's the man. He would be an incredible person to play for. He's going to do work there at the 3 for us. At the 4, I switch it up. I've gone basketball. I'm going to move to a different sport here. It's actually, I believe it's called the manager baseball. Give me San Francisco Giants legend Bruce Bochy.
That's sick. I thought I was gonna be the only one with that. Man, that's
Three
crazy.
titles for the Giants.
Luke gets so upset when his picks get
every
taken.
even
That's
year.
a good pick, man.
The legend. I would love to play for Bruce Bochy. He's holding it down to the 4. At the 5, didn't want to talk about my Raiders, but I got to talk about my Raiders right now. And this guy's in the picture. Greatest football game ever. Great coach. Give me John Madden.
Nice pick.
All right, man. Any flags there, Davey?
No.
No, nothing. All right, who do you got next, Davey?
Let's go. Oh,
Oh,
David's
okay.
picking. Oh, I thought we were going with me.
Let's go,
Go ahead, Dave.
Jared, man.
That's what I was going to pick.
All right, man. You talked about some dog. I got a real dog at my point guard. Again, he's tiny guy, but man, his bark is as loud and as strong as his bite. So give me Mickey Goldmill at my point guard, and that is Rocky Balboa's coach
Oh,
Nice.
from the movie Rocky.
That's a good pick, man.
Mickey Goldmill, R.I.P.
that's a big
Now,
time.
let's see. This will be tough, but I feel like I can't leave this guy off. Shooting guard, he embodies winning. He's the most winningest coach in college history. Set the stage for many, many coaches through the future. Give me John Wooden, shooting guard. He's he's gonna be the driving force behind my offense. Make quick decisions. Let's see, small forward. Again, had some struggles here, but I feel like I'm happy with how my team's rounding out. Tommy went with Steve Kerr. That's a great pick. He's the new age. I am the resident historian here, so I'm going to go with the original. Dressed for success and brought the Warriors their first title. Give me Al Attles,
Wow.
the small forward.
That's a good one.
Now,
I thought you were going to go with Don Nelson.
no, he never won a title. Now, at power forward, this is a real bruiser. This guy, he'll throw bodies, right? He'll throw screens. He'll throw punches. He'll freaking throw chairs. This is my family's namesake. Give me Bobby Knight at the power forward. Bobby Knight, IU legend. Now at the center, I had to make a pivot here, which I'm not mad at because I kind of wanted this guy on my list anyways. I could be totally wrong with this fact, but I'm gonna go down on my sword on it. I think he's probably the only player coach that won an NBA championship. He's the best winner of all time in the NBA. Rest in peace. Give me Bill Russell at
That's a
my
really
center.
good pick, man. Good pick.
Bill
Good
Russell
pick.
at my center. He broke barriers. Shout out Bill.
It's a really good pick, man. I like your list. I think that's a good pivot. I'm surprised that you didn't have him in there to begin. Now, my list, my point guard. I want my team to be defined by winning. That's what we know our coach to do. And my point guard, defined by winning, would definitely be an understatement. I got Pat Summitt as my point guard. I feel like
Winner.
she went undrafted to this point. It seems a little unfair, but give me Pat Summitt as the point guard. At the 2 guard, here we go. Someone who's new to winning, but someone that I've been following for years. And I've praised him on this podcast before. I think this is a pure players coach. He's never backed down from defending his players. Newly champion Mike Malone at the shooting guard. King's legend. At the 3, I got someone. At the 3, I got someone of Croatian descent. Again, another name that I'm surprised has not been brought up.
Oh my gosh.
One of the most feared coaches in the industry. Honestly, I know another coach does not like to see him on the other end of the field. Give me Bill Belichick in the hoodie. I need Bill Belichick. That's a winner. That's a winner.
Hoodie boo.
At the 4, this isn't someone that I would have put in if I didn't watch the quarterback documentary on Netflix, and I just love the way that he gave power to his players. He seems like he loves the sport. He loves having fun with being a coach. I got Andy Reid, clearly a winner, clearly a player's coach, and again, like he was out there making up plays with Pat Mahomes, like there at the playground. Like that's something that I think would be very fun to play in. And my center man, my rock, someone that, man, is near and dear to my heart as a Kings fan. This is someone that we always look back to, that we wish we brought a championship to because he deserved one. Give me Rick Adelman as my center. The best team in the NBA to not win a championship. But, he led a very talented, amazing team early 2000s. Quick change to my walk-on here. My walk-on pick is someone that I would want to play for because I took this one very literally. It's documented on the podcast. It's a jersey that I own. I'm a very big Penny Hardaway fan. Now, that's not my pick. My pick is his coach with the Orlando Magic, Brian Hill. Now, I picked Brian Hill because he was one of the first coaches in the NBA to push transition threes. And I feel like if I was to play in an NBA system, that is one that I feel like I would thrive in. He had Nick Anderson up there firing early in the shot clock off
What
of
about
Penny
Dennis
Hardaway
Scott?
kicking his. Yeah, and Dennis Scott, exactly. Both of them but someone had to move out the way if I was going to step in.
Okay, got you.
I'm playing. But Brian Hill, again, big Penny Hardaway fan. Resident historian. You can't be mad at me for picking something.
I love that. I was not expecting to hear Brian Hill's name this entire pod and the life existence.
He brought a spry Orlando Magic team full of talent and hunger to the finals early in their maturation. I feel like that's something that needs to be, rewarded on the walk-on.
Yeah, then they got swept out the door.
That's okay. We don't, it's all right. But play style wise, I feel like it'd be fun to play.
Yeah, I like that. That's smart. I went a different direction. Davey can really, Davey's gonna feel this one right here. Right, I want to make sure you see my heart. My walk on is somebody that all of us need and all of us hope to be. And that's first and foremost a great father. But not only can you be a great father, but if you can be a great coach and inspire, then you can really take your kids to another level. So give me Richard Williams, Venus and Serena's dad. That's a really good. That's my light. That's my beacon. I want to be Richard.
King Richard, man. Great
King
pick.
Richard, baby.
Great.
Yeah,
great
Richard
pick.
Williams.
Great pick. It's a great movie too.
James.
Yeah. My walk-on pick. This is probably gonna be my favorite walk-on pick that we've had in all 54 episodes, honestly.
That's a lot. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Big shoes to fill, but this guy fills them easily. Someone I looked up to every day of my life when he was still here with us. And I already mentioned him on this podcast once, Mesa High's finest, my grandfather, Ron Hunt, wasn't old enough to really. He was too older when I was sick. He passed away when I was younger. Sorry, I'm not getting the right words out, but I would have loved to play for him. Just hearing about how great of a coach he was and how intense he was, it would have been a lot of fun for me. That's my walk-on pick, Ron Hunt.
Great pick.
And I probably know a little bit more history about that than Tommy does, but Mesa High football in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s dominated. And, Coach Hunt, legendary Mesa coach, was a huge part of that. So there's definitely some banners in Mesa High's gym because of Coach Hunt. So great pick, Tom.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, mine, get the flags in hand. I don't know. You might throw them. You might cut me some slack because I'm a guest. But, this guy is back against the wall. Just was not supposed to succeed right from the get-go. United a whole school united a whole community in the some of the hardest times that this country has faced. Give me Coach Herman Boone as my walk-on pick.
Oh, that's an awesome pick.
Good one.
I mean, I would run through a brick wall for that guy. I would do whatever he wanted. I would make that pitch, whatever it took. I would hold on to that football, whatever it took, man.
Come on, Petey.
I would do it for Coach Boone, man.
I love it.
Great
I
pick.
might throw that. I might throw the movie on right when we hang up here.
It's just an incredible movie. It gets better every time I watch it.
Every time, bro. That's timeless.
That's kind of a controversial topic, though. Can something get better after the first time you watch it, though?
Not in a week of
Wow.
watching it. That's a scouting report topic for another time, Davey.
I disagree strongly with what Luke just said, but yeah.
Whatever. Whatever.
Well, Davey, you know how this goes, man. You wanted to talk about coaching. We've all played for lots of different coaches. Some good, some bad, some in between. My coaches may not let me rock. Not even Shane Burkhart can stop my swag, though. If I get 50 chips a night, green is the only color of my light.
Love it.
Okay, I got you.
It took you a second there, huh? Yeah, had to get the.
I mean, you just set the bar so high, man.
I'm sorry, like you don't like green lights from coaches. I'm sorry.
No, but that's not the problem. But no, there was no problem. I'm just saying you set the bar very high.
Davey, do you have a personal favorite Jared 50 chip poem, monologue, whatever you want to call it, that comes to mind?
Man, his most famous one. Who I can't remember who the guest was, but you guys just talked about a couple weeks ago. It gets brought up. It's his best one, hands down. I can't remember.
Was it when he was rapping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's with Nay.
That was with Nay.
Most notorious.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I don't know. I think the James Pendergrass one was like pretty high level though.
I don't know if Jared's missed, man. He hits every week, man.
Yeah.
He does.
High praise right there.
Appreciate that.
He produces every week for sure.
Davey wants to be back on. He's
Davey just has a great eye for talent.
Saying all the right things.
Clearly in his scouting reports.
He does.
That's why he's a smart manager, man. That's why he's a winner. Davey, brother, long overdue to get you on here, man. This was awesome. Could chop it up with you for hours. But yeah, we're super grateful you could join here tonight. So, boys, anything else?
Oh man, Davey, thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, Davey, you're the man, dude. Good luck on get another ring, back to back, baby.
It's already begun.
All right, bro. Fantasy draft coming soon. Yours truly is going to win this year. Thank you. These are your favorite walk-ons. We're walking out.